Okay. Wir sind auf der Zielgeraden. Die Spannung steigt. Wir werden auf jeden Fall auch heute eine kleine Praxis mit dabei haben. Jetzt dann gleich am Anfang und am Ende. Ich werde euch jetzt am Anfang einfach Piyush noch mal kurz vorstellen und dann übergebe ich auch schon direkt das Wort an Piyush. Und wir machen es so, wenn ihr eine Frage haben solltet, dann würde ich euch heute gerne bitten, dass ihr die Hand hebt. Hier in Zoom gibt es ja das Tool mit dem Hand hochheben. Dann sehen wir, dass ihr eine Frage habt und dann können wir direkt auswählen und entweder schreibst du deine Frage in den Chatraum rein oder machst dein Mikro auf laut und wenn wir dich quasi dann aufgerufen haben, dann stellst du deine Frage. Das erleichtert uns einfach die technische Umsetzung, weil wir ein kleines Delay haben zwischen hier und Delhi und allgemein wird dadurch die Kommunikation einfach ein bisschen einfacher. Und falls ihr eine Frage habt, die euch unter den Nageln brennt, aber manchmal ist es ja so, dass der Moment dann auch schon wieder vorbeigeht, dann schreibt sie euch ruhig auf. Wir haben am Ende auf jeden Fall Zeit, um Fragen zu stellen. Okay, sind wir ready? All right, Piyush, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Great. So, first, I will introduce you. You say some words about you, how we met, and yeah. First of all, I am so happy that we are having this call right now. I can't wait to hear what you prepared. And yeah, first of all, hello everyone, namaste. You see Piyush Saxena. Piyush Saxena is yoga teacher and meditation teacher. He's an expert in Yoga Nidra. He lives in Delhi, but also loves to travel around the world and share his knowledge. I know Piyush from a yoga school from Chiang Mai in Thailand. We've met there and we instantly had a really great connection together. And we also recorded already a podcast together. We created a whole course about self-care together and had a lot of time. And I'm very, very happy that Piyush found the time and yeah, shares his knowledge with us now this evening. And yeah, welcome Piyush. I'm super excited to have you here. And yeah, I would say I give the word to you. Let's start our talk.
Of course. Thank you for inviting me, Nicole, to your podcast again. The last time I remember I loved it. I never spoke about my journey or my experience with yoga and meditation to anybody, especially in the social media world. So it was a very profound experience for me, sharing with my knowledge in such a big occasion or such a vast audience. So let's begin with a moment of silence because we are talking about meditation. Maybe we can just do a 2 minutes meditation together with you, me, and all the participants who are hearing. So that will put on the journey for our podcast. So just closing your eyes wherever you're sitting, whoever is listening. Just becoming aware of this body that is sitting in this space. Becoming aware of the flow of your breath. Just letting your breath flow easily and deeply. Just watch your breath going in and going out. need to control it. Just let it be natural and easy. Let us bring our attention to here and now, preparing ourselves for this journey so that we can learn, share, and experience the world within, the world of meditation. Gently open your eyes. Namaste to all the participants, to Nicole G. So yeah, as I was saying before I start doing the meditation, and Nicole G also introduced that we met in Chiang Mai, Thailand, and she came to the school in Rishikesh, which I was used to work in. But when she was there, I was not there. I was teaching in some other part of the world. But then she came to Chiang Mai for her own project, and she was able to come and visit our school in Chiang Mai. There I was, and I was teaching all the subjects that she learned from some of the teachers. But then we introduced each other, we talked. She stayed there with us for 2-3 days, and she helped us make a video of our experience. And that, I think that was my first time in front of a video camera explaining my experience and explaining who I am. So I think in this journey, Nicole has helped me a lot, coming in front of cameras and talking about my experience, my journey of life. And I was very shy, and I was a very introverted person who was never used to be on social media much. But I guess Nicole corrupted me in some way. So since then, I've been I'm trying to become more socially available and talk about my journey, and I've seen the difference in me, and I've seen that people are able to listen to me and share their experiences and learn from me. So I really thank you, Nicole, for helping me and inviting me and sharing your experience and journey with me.
You did very good. Yeah, you did very good, and I really enjoyed working with you. And as you mentioned, we already recorded a podcast together, and the way we talked together was different. It was like, 1 second, one tech check. Just sorry, 1 second. I need earphones. Okay, maybe inside there. So we try to reduce the echo a little bit. And are looking for headphones. 1 second.
No worries.
One second. Okay. We try something different. Okay. Now I'm getting headphones. And I should hear you right now, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. All right, the others, they still can hear me, right?
All right. I can hear you properly, yeah.
Okay, amazing. So yeah, we already recorded a podcast together, and the way we communicated was special. I felt so, I don't know, like I felt like a student and like a colleague, like on the same level. And I am very curious to listen to you right now. What are you telling us about meditation? And we have a few guests here. Let's talk about meditation. Piyush, what would you say? What is meditation? If someone asks you that, what is it?
I think there are many meditations of definitions, and we live in a world where people are approaching different meditation in different way, and it's completely normal. But everybody has a different take on meditation. Everybody has a different experience on meditation. For me, meditation has turned my perception of the world, which is now from world inside to world outside. That there is a complete world inside, that if I take care of my world inside, if I transform my world inside, automatically the world outside will transform itself. Because the education that we have been brought in is completely based on the world outside. If you want to do something in outside, you completely take in charge from world outside. But meditation for me has shown me the way where I can work on my world inside and manifest and create my own destiny. So there was this where in the ashram I teach, there is a line that you are the architect of your life and you can design your own life. And that has been my real experience with meditation, that it's all about how you take care of this world within will completely project the life outwards. So meditation is not a very complex, it's not a very advanced practice. The problem with not the problem, the only thing with meditation is it's the most simplest thing in the world. And that is why sometimes people find it challenging to define or to do it. Because everything in the world requires us to do something. For everything that we do or achieve, we need to do something. To eat food, we take our hand. To make something, we use our hands. To run, to exercise, we are always doing something to get something. But meditation is the art of doing nothing in some way and becoming one with the flow. So that in itself is a challenge, because our mind has completely not experienced something like that, where we have to completely be still and not do anything. That's the whole fun about it. So for me, the meditation is traveling in the world inside, tuning into the world inside.
So right now, when we started doing meditation, you said, okay, close your eyes. So I am now sitting with crossed legs, but I'm always sitting with crossed legs, but maybe some other participants, they are sitting in a chair, or maybe laying down on the sofa. Can we meditate in every kind of form, or do we have to sit in the meditation sit? How would you say how easy it is to meditate? How do we meditate?
So excellent question, and thank you for bringing this question in the beginning of the podcast, because there are a lot of misconceptions of meditations and a lot of fear about meditations, that I cannot sit in the ground. And even when people try to sit on the ground, even they want to meditate, somehow their hips starts to pain and their legs go numb and their lower back starts to pain, and then they slouch their back, the neck is troubling and the shoulders are troubling, and that is a big problem. So the first thing you have to remember in meditation, ahimsa, and that is one of the first yamas. You cannot be violent to your body. You cannot be violent to yourself. This idea that I will force my mind, I will force my body to sit down, or I will give pain to my body or give pain myself in order to gain something, that is that extremist gym ideology or the very toxic masculine ideology, but it has nothing to do with meditation. In meditation, you have to follow the first yama, ahimsa. So for people who are very beginning in meditation, even if you are advanced practitioner, you can practice by sitting down on a chair or a stool giving your back rest with the wall or a chair, no problem. Take as many as props you want, as comfortable as you can make your posture. You don't have to sit on the ground with folded legs and what you see in Instagram and YouTube these days, the perfect yogic postures. Because even when I do my personal retreats and my private retreats, my personal training, teacher trainings, the first thing I always tell that do not torture your body. If your body doesn't like this posture, you will never be able to enjoy the meditation. And to be honest, for people who have not done yoga and who have not done meditation, who have not sat down from their very early age, they will never be able to sit down very comfortably on the ground. Even after doing yoga, sitting on the ground itself in a challenge, because I know, and I have been sitting on the ground for past 8 years, and recently I created a problem in my back because of sitting down just a slight here and there, and then I had to come back and sit down on the stool to prepare my spine again to find that center within. So there is no problem in sitting on a chair or a stool and meditating. So even when I do retreats, we never allow students to sit on the ground, because sitting on a ground requires a complete level of approach, a completely different level of approach of sitting down, because your legs should be open, your knees should be relaxed, your spine should be straight, and that is not possible if you haven't lived with it, like sitting on the ground. So you can meditate lying down in Shavasana, which we do, which we call Yoga Nidra also, very powerful, very meditative in nature. We can sit down on a chair or a stool, very powerful, very like you can really attain higher state of consciousness, higher state of altered state of consciousness just by sitting on a chair and meditating. You don't have to sit on those idealistic postures that everybody sees on the Instagram and YouTube.
I mean, what you say is true. It's like that's also like the perfect goal. I mean, you need to practice yoga many, many years to open the hips and the muscles, everything needs to be aligned to sit perfectly and comfortably. I remember my first years of meditation or yoga at all. When I sit down cross-legged, my back really hurt, so that it felt like something is pulling me back, and I had to resist against it. And then the only thing I had in my mind was not nothing. It was, oh my God, it hurts, I'm sweating, make it stop.
I know.
And I only wished that the yoga teacher is stopping the meditation soon, because everything was in pain and screaming. So, okay, you said we can meditate in any posture to make the spirit free, or to make our body relaxed. Can be any posture. But
yes,
now the next...
Yes, it's Shavasana and sitting down. The main thing is spine is straight, more or less.
Now the next...
But not too much pressure on the body.
Great, yes. The next question is on what am I thinking when I do meditate? I mean, when I started 10 years ago and I was like, okay, now I do meditation. I sat down, closed my eyes, cross-legged with the pain, and I asked myself, okay, what am I thinking now? Think of nothing. So what would be your tip? How is the process? What do I focus on? Do I focus on something? There's a lot of pressure nowadays when it comes to meditation. What are your tips?
So the first tip is understanding the misconceptions that modern day meditations have brought up. The biggest misconception, the first misconception is sitting in an ideal yogic posture, very cross-legged posture. That is the first biggest misconception, because already you're putting your body so much pain. So that's the first misconception. The second misconception, when you cross the barrier of the body, comes your mind automatically. And as soon as you close your eyes, the whole movie starts within your mind. Thoughts from the past, thoughts from the future, thoughts, everything will start rotating in your mind, everything. Now there's this misconception that is being told in many meditation classes, in many meditation books, that you have to somehow stop thinking. You need to somehow clear all your thoughts. Not possible. Especially for the beginners. Not gonna happen. It happens slowly, you reach those, but the thing with is the more you try not to think, the more thoughts it will create. So this is why I was saying in the beginning also, because the modern day world, the world outside has always taught us to do something in order to get something. And now, in order to get your mind completely at ease without any thoughts, you have to learn how not to do anything, how not to think, which we have never learned. So that in itself is a completely new training and will take time. The plus, if you try not to think, because if you tell your mind, don't think about elephant, automatically your mind thinks of an elephant. You can never tell your mind in meditation what not to do. You can always tell your mind what to do. So as long as the thoughts process and the thinking comes, the first step of meditation is just becoming aware of that process. Not even to go anywhere, not even to try to stop, not even to try to make it fast. It's like you just sit there, just become aware that there is a mind inside that which keeps creating thoughts, which has emotions, which is creating a whole drama, and then watch. Just become aware. Do those for some days, some months. Sooner or later, you will achieve a perception or awareness level where you will be able to disassociate yourself from that thinking process. That thinking process is still there, but you are able to make yourself separate from that thinking process. So that thinking process, instead of stopping that thinking process, you're now becoming a separate identity, which is becoming aware that there is this thinking process going on. And once you start to disassociate from your thinking process and become a little bit higher, I would say, of your thinking process, then you will see slowly your thoughts will start to settle down. It's like, let's say we have a water bottle, and let's imagine this water has a lot of sand. So if I shake this bottle for a while, then you will see all the sand swirling around. But if I leave this bottle after a while without not doing anything, you will see that all the sand slowly will settle down. And what it will remain very clear water on the top. So same thing with meditation. If you just leave it there, not doing anything, not trying to achieve anything, slowly you will see all your thoughts, all your needs, all your urges, all your things that are going, they will just slowly settle down, and you can see the clarity and the clear and the pure mind. That's what happens. But in order to achieve that, you have to learn the art of doing nothing. And that is something that we haven't learned anyway. You have to completely disassociate from the process. The more you try in meditation, the more you get far away. So this is something that you have to train yourself, and it is easy. Once you learn that art, everything just becomes easy. But it takes time and have patience.
I mean, I also had...
So don't put pressure if you're having a lot of thoughts. That's it.
Yeah. The pressure is actually a big thing. I just had another podcast a few weeks ago with a friend, and he asked me about meditation, and he asked me, hey, I always wanted to start meditation because we hear about all the benefits of meditation, and we also come to the benefits later in this talk. But he asked me, so how do I meditate? I can't sit down, everything hurts, and I can't think on nothing. And he was so overwhelmed about all this pressure the society created around the topic meditation that he never started. So right now,
True.
I would say our goal here, and also maybe our listeners will agree, if meditation now sounds way easier than before, because we already know, okay, I can lay down, I can sit on a chair, make sure the spine is nice and tall, and I try to don't put pressure on it, basically. I just close my eyes and experience, I observe what is happening, and to create this observer, to be this person watching what's going on. This is, I would say, the first step. Would you agree?
Yes. The steps are like, don't torture the body, don't torture the mind, become an observant to your body and mind, and then there are higher steps to that. So, but the first basic steps are like, don't expect too much, don't create a lot of expectations in your mind where like, I will meditate today and I will reach this level, or I will have this experience. No, don't have any expectation at all in the beginning, or even when you get into the deep meditation. The more you expect, the more you get away further from the truth, because the expectations are being created by your imagination from part of your mind. And that will create a false identity, a false journey in your meditative path. The whole journey of meditation is how much you can allow. As the more you allow and the more you raise yourself, raise your awareness, the higher you go. So it's all about how you can allow all the things to settle down at their own pace, not trying too much. So even for beginners who are very afraid of meditation, like this question in itself is a little bit wrong, because how do I do meditation? This question itself is wrong, because this word do is completely against the art of meditation. How do I? Doing means you have to do something. And meditation doesn't work if you do something. So the best question to ask is, how can I become meditative in nature?
That's a good thought.
Instead of asking how do I do meditation, instead of asking, you should ask, how can I become meditative in nature? Because many people think, okay, I will close my eyes, I will do my meditation, then now I will live my life. No, meditation is training your mind, and it's giving you a experience that you can experience in every act of life. Even after you open your lives and you get out of your body, and then you go and eat your breakfast, you talk to your loved ones, you talk to your office colleagues, you go out for a walk, you watch a movie. How can you maintain a state of meditation, a state of complete rest, even though when you're doing something? That is what we want, not just 10 minutes of meditation, feeling very good, and then living a very unconscious state of mind, which is burning our mind all the time. That is of no use. The whole point of doing meditation is to change our level of living completely. How can we live with a meditative mind?
I learned to have, like, if you start meditation, I learned to, have kind of an object to meditate on, because I think in our modern lives, we have a million thoughts going on, work, private, home, family, everything is coming and disturbing our concentrations. And I learned or heard to have like an object of meditation. Could be the breath, could be a candle meter in front of you, or could be a question. You're meditating on a question. What is your favorite object of meditation, and what would you recommend for beginners to meditate on?
Perfect. Good question, and very important question. So first thing is becoming effortless in your approach to meditation, removing all the barriers and removing all the expectations, learning how to just not to use anything, how not to do anything. Once you have learned how to train yourself, how to train your mind, just don't be bothered by anything, thoughts, emotions, body, anything here and there, whatever noises, whatever sensory perceptions are going. Don't let it bother you. You are listening everything, you're going through everything. Just learn how to become an observant to that nature of being in this simulation. The first step is that. Now the second step is, there is something called attention. Our mind is always trying to focus or find something, and so we have to train our attention. Even when we do whatever we do in the external world, even like cutting vegetables or working on a computer or talking to somebody, we need something called attention in order to do that thing at its best. The better your attention is, the better your work is. All the great scientists, all the great musicians,
that's right.
It's not like they had some kind of superpower. All that they had is super attention to detail to whatever they did. And that's what made them so special and so unique. So the second higher step of meditation is learning how to maintain attention at something effortlessly. That is the advantage, and where meditation becomes seriously helpful in the world of Zen. This is where your meditation can become, you can guide you into really higher stages of consciousness, or even in the high, it can bring out the best creativity out of you, because attention is always required in anything that we do. But in the world outside, nobody has taught us to to how to concentrate on something. And even if they have done, they have taught a very masculine and a very forceful approach to concentrate. Like concentrate. Like if you see, ask somebody, can you concentrate on something? Automatically, this part will start to squeeze and like this, like they will become grumpy in nature.
Right.
So the whole point of doing meditation is how to maintain that attention, how to maintain that level of concentration without any effort. Effortless attention is the unique power of meditation. And that comes with breath. You can just meditate on your breath, just learning how to maintain the qualities of breath, letting it flow for 10-15 minutes, very powerful. You can visualize on certain symbols, very powerful. How long can you hold a visualization in your mind? Very challenging, very, very challenging.
Oh, yes.
It's not easy. You cannot hold a visualization for more than 3 seconds, 4 seconds, and then you will see, gone out, come back, gone out, come back. But it's a good, it is. But anything that your visualization or even on breath or anything should be effortless. If you're focusing too hard, you're missing the whole point of meditation. So take it easy in the beginning. That's what I say. Remember the first steps. Don't torture your body. Don't torture your mind. Become friendly with your attention. It's like training a child. You cannot be too hard on them. So, and the best way to concentrate, which we do on in yogic traditions, is the mantra meditation. In our journey, mantra is very important because if you can give mind a single thought, which is that mantra, that single pure attention, then it becomes really powerful. It's like holding onto an anchor while there's this whole river of consciousness of thoughts is just flowing here and there. So you hold on to one thought unless all those thoughts starts to completely settle down. And then that one pointed attention on that mantra slowly and slowly makes your attention more precise and takes you into the altered state of consciousness. So mantra is basically all these words that yogis heard while in deep states of meditation that can take you into those deep states by just chanting them. So I don't know if you have heard or seen this document that everything is vibration and everything is a sound. Some sounds we can hear and some sounds we cannot hear. There are sounds that dogs can hear, but we cannot hear. So we all are on different levels, but everything is vibration. Everything is vibrating. Even the trees, the leaves that are out there, they're vibrating, but we don't hear them. But as you become more and more calm in nature, you will see that you can hear and more, because you will become more perceptive to all the subtle vibrations in the nature. So when you chant all these mantras in your mind, it helps you to transform your mind. So mantra meditation is the most powerful way and also the most easiest. Somebody described me what is mantra meditation. It's like, imagine you have to cross a river. And if I ask you to swim into that river and cross it, maybe you can, but the chances are that you might drown, that you might be eaten by some animal, or you might be blew away by the current of the river. Very possible. And it happens a lot. But if I give you a boat to cross the river and go to the other side of the river, very easy. It makes such a situation very easy. So same, mantra is nothing but a boat for you to cross this border from this consciousness level to this conscious level, from this consciousness level to this conscious. So it's just giving a boat to go through all these currents. It makes your life easy in some way for meditation.
Do you have 1 or 2 mantras for us what you can recommend to easily repeat in our minds?
Well, the most basic one is breath mantra, where you can just chant hum as you exhale, because for yogis, the word hum is for exhalation and su is for inhalation. They don't mean anything. These are just the vibration that yogis heard when you breathe very consciously in a deep state of silence. So if you do this if you can chant in your mind so so you will see your breath will slowly and slowly start to become more like it will start dance, it will start talking to you, it will become more and more deeper, it will become more and more refined. It will be vibration. You can feel your breath as a vibration rather than just air. So this is a very powerful mantra to start with. Breath awareness, hum so mantra, saying hum when your exhalation, so in your inhalation, just in your mind. And the next basic mantra can be Om. Om chanting is very powerful. You can do it in your mind or you can do it verbally. As you're a beginner, I would suggest you do it verbally and doing subtly. If you're in your own space, try not to chant it very loudly, very silently so that you can hear. Om as gently as possible, that it is only audible to you. If there is one person sitting next to you, they cannot hear what are you chanting. If you can chant a mantra like that verbally, the only that you can hear, you will see you will go in a very deep meditative way, because you will have to pay so much attention and so much effortlessness will be there that you will slowly and slowly becoming meditative in nature.
Thank you. I mean, meditation, we said, let's summarize a little bit. Meditation helps us to focus and to go into this observer role of ourselves. What would you say? What are the benefits at all of meditation? So if someone comes to you and say, hey, Piyushji, why should I meditate? What would you answer them?
The first, you will stop reacting to things. The first benefit, and which is very important in the world life, like we are reacting to every situation. Somebody says something, automatically it triggers certain reaction from us, either emotionally or either physically or either mentally or either verbally. And that pays a lot of, like, if you're working in a corporate office and if your boss comes to you and shorts you, if your colleague comes and says some harsh words to you, automatically your negative emotions start to pumper, like anger or like this. But the first thing I started to see myself in, from my experience at least, because I had a lot of issues with anger and a lot of reactionary situations. I had a lot of problem troubling controlling that. That completely flattened out. That nobody, people will say something or people will do something to me, but my reaction to that completely changed. That in itself became a superpower. Like nobody can bother you. Nobody can annoy you.
You get calmer. Like you
Yes.
You create time in between the thoughts.
Yes. You stop reacting. That's the main thing. And if we can stop reacting to things, that in itself is of such a big power, because we are destroying so much of our energy, we are destroying so much of our effort, our relationships, and our everything just because of reacting to things. And if we can stop and learn how not to react to everything and then take our time for a proper response, we have a really good life and very stressless life in some way. So the first thing is you will stop reacting to things. You will become very observant in nature to everything. You will observe. And sometimes when we say, the second thing that I would say that really helped me was starting appreciating the small things. We all keep saying that be in the present, or learn to be grateful for the food we have, or the water we have, or the clothes we have. I literally start feeling it. It's not like just, okay, I will say myself, I'm so grateful for food. No, I really was paying attention to the food. I really start paying attention. And it was not, I want to pay. It just becomes a habit of you. Everything you start doing, it becomes a little bit more with attention, with a little bit more awareness. And that helps a lot. You start to enjoy those things rather than just doing those things.
It's like you
and that is required.
You kind of are more into this situation? Or would it be the third point? Like you become more aware of the here and now? Like you are more present?
Yes, you're more present and you're doing things with more awareness rather than just focusing what you have to do 3 hours, 4 hours later. When you are outside, you are thinking about home. When you are in home, you're thinking about outside. When you're in your office, you're thinking about being home. When you're in home, you're watching TV, not being with you. So we are always trying to run away our attention to some other point. But with meditation, you will learn you will be there and now. Everywhere that you go, your attention will follow you and help you enjoy that moment rather than running towards something else.
I know you told me that meditation can also impact our health, our physical body. How would you say, or how would you describe that? What meditation can, or what the power of meditation can be for us, for our physical, emotional, and spiritual body?
Well, it is completely. You don't need to research. Also, you just need a little bit of common sense to understand how meditation affects your health in simple way. Because which is the biggest disease at this moment in the world? What is the biggest disease in the world? It's simple: stress. Stress kills everything. If you go and look into the background of every disease, from cancer to emotional, from liver problems to stomach problems, from anything, is directly related to your mind. Even science now says that every disease is psychosomatic. Other than physical outside injuries, of course, they can happen. Physical ailments or physical from outside, that's are different. But 90% of the diseases that we create are from inside, because we are not able to manage the system inside. And meditation will help you manage the system very effectively. It will put yourself in touch with your nature. So much of the things that we do it because of the world outside, because we have learned something. Okay, the whole world says that we should do this. We see people smoking cigarettes and it looks cool. It looks amazing. It feels good. So we smoke cigarettes. But if you go in touch with yourself, slowly and slowly, you will become so fully vibrational to things, fully receptive to things, that you will not be able to put in something negative like smoking. Because we never, so all these things slowly and slowly you will see, because if you take care of your mind, if you take that stress level out from your mind, 99% disease just goes away. Simple as that. And I have learned through it my own journey. Before coming into the practice of meditation, I was used to have so many problems, and I was able to learn so much about myself, and I was learned that how much I was fighting my own nature. Meditation will put you in touch yourself with your own nature, with your own unique personality, and it will help you accept that own nature.
Totally agree.
And once you do that, you will see life will becomes very easy. As life becomes very easy, diseases will not come to you.
Totally agree with you. Especially the part, it's like meditation makes you so aware of your body, our body, our physical body is like our shell. The true me is inside this shell. So we need to take care of our body, and meditation helps us to establish a status of awareness that we are more focused on what we eat, what we drink. When I was younger, I smoked. Now I could never imagine to smoke, because in my head I'm focusing what I do to my body. What I inhale, what I do to my lungs, what I do to my blood, what I do, everything. And thanks to meditation or thanks to yoga, I can't imagine doing it ever again. And that's a good thing. So it creates a lot of healthy habits. Self-awareness, healthy habits, everything.
Yes. Yeah. Instead of solving the situation, you will just stay away from them at the first place. Yeah.
Let me quick check our list. I have a last question, and we are almost talking for 45 minutes now. So to keep a little window open for questions in the end and open discussion. My last question to you is, in my understanding, what I learned in India at the yoga school there, the samadhi, the highest state, the 8 limbs of yoga, the samadhi is in the Western world is called the enlightenment. The goal of every yogi is the enlightenment. And in my understanding, what I learned is that reaching samadhi is like the highest state of consciousness, and it's like the like very highest level of a state of meditation, because concentration, focus, everything is, we can't imagine how high this state of consciousness is. Would you say that you, in your meditation, that you kind of scratched it a little bit?
Well, I understand where it is taking me. Like, I understand what is, there is more, as you get more better and better with your meditation, you will understand the definitions of samadhi. Because as you are also describing what is samadhi, highest state of consciousness, highest state of awareness, but this is some logical thinking that we have created to understand samadhi, isn't it? We have never, like, we can't understand what is samadhi meant for yogis, how they wrote it. We can't go into their minds. Neither can we assume that we have reached samadhi, but we will know when we have reached samadhi. So all we are creating is some logical understanding, because our mind works on logic, that samadhi will look like that. So there are many beautiful definitions of samadhi, and like one of the definitions I really like, that you are fully alert while you are sleeping. Can you imagine a state of sleep mind where you're fully alert? Can you imagine a mind which is full of positivity? And a mind which thinks when you want it to think? A mind with what does what you really want to do? A mind which is completely in focus. So you sit down and you are given for me, an exercise to create a mind that you would like. Create a super mind. Like, we are trying to create artificial intelligence these days. We are talking about AI. AI is nothing but just a software mind. If I give you that opportunity, create your own artificial intelligence or artificial mind, how would you create the most optimum best mind that you can use? If somebody asked me that question, I would say a mind that is completely full of passion and energy, a mind that is completely positive, which doesn't even know a fear, which doesn't even know that I cannot do. It is always compassionate. It's always full of love. It's always full of attention to whatever it does. That in itself is samadhi. So, because samadhi in the yogic terminology is simply in terms means the highest form of mind. So, what do you think the highest form of mind will look like? And create your own path to that. So, because when yogis wrote samadhi, how can you now understand that that is the real samadhi? They just said it is the highest form of mind. Now you create your highest form of mind and reach that goal. So I have also my understanding of what is highest form of mind looks like. Maybe today, and I'm reaching towards it, and as I gain more and more awareness about it, maybe it will progress even more deeper into dimensions. So I wouldn't say I will have scratched, but I'm on the path. I'm on the right path.
I totally understand you. I feel the same, and in my understanding, what I got from the Indian teachings and also from our conversations is that we can scratch samadhi, we can feel it for a moment, for a split second, for a period of time, but then also it can go away again. It's fluid. It's coming and going and coming and going, but we just realize it afterwards. If we are in this status, we don't know it, kind of, because we don't think about it. And when we come out of this state, then we recognize, okay, I was in this state of mind, and this could be the samadhi. It's a really tough topic, because I think in the Western world, they did put a lot of pressure on it with the translation of enlightenment. In their head, they have like, I don't know, if I'm enlightened, I just live out of air and love and light. And samadhi is, as you said, the highest state of mind. And this is in my opinion, it's totally different. But for this topic, I think alone for this topic, we could talk about an hour for that. What I love is like your explanation, takes the pressure out. This means everybody, every one of us could reach it. Every one of us could experience their own perfect mind, their own highest state of mind, if they go into the observation of their own self.
True. That's the main thing, because even when I started, I had a lot of pressure on myself, and I would see that meditation was putting more, in some way, more stress onto me, more expectation of me, and I was doing the same things as people do within this world. Like, I have to finish this project, or I have to become the best in this project, or I have to be, it's almost like you're competing with yourself in some way, that you have to become and reach it so fastly. And I was like, one day I was like, what am I doing? Aren't I doing the same thing that people are doing in the external world with every goal they have? Just trying to be good at it, and just trying to be, instead of just enjoying the journey and just becoming completely no expectations. Once I reached that awareness about within me, that I don't have to reach any goal, or I don't have to do meditation, or I don't have to force myself, I don't have to torture myself. It just became so easy.
Yeah.
Once you start taking the pressure out from yourself to be really good at meditation, you become really good at meditation.
And it's also not a challenge. It's not about to impress someone or impress yourself.
Yes.
It's like all about being happy. we have a question. Or do we have a question? Okay. Not question right now, just a thank you for the input already. And I would say let's open this for a little round of questions. If there are any questions, I would love to hear it from you, maybe Katharina or Corinna or Stephanie have a question, or Daniela. You can also type it in the chat if you want, and we can answer them. Now we wait a little that they can write down the questions if they have a question. Or you can also tell your question in German and I can translate it. If this could be a barrier, this would be not a problem. Piyush, while the others are thinking about the question, is there something we missed in our talk? Is there something you want to add to this conversation?
I think I would just carry on where we was talking about the word enlightenment, and a lot of misconceptions about enlightenment these days. Like many people think if you're enlightened, you will become God, or you will talk to God, or you will start to fly, or you will have superpowers. No, that is your ego interpreting in some way what is enlightenment.
Absolutely.
Enlightenment is simply in some way where you are at complete ease with everything. One guru said it, that it's not like when you're enlightened, you will have all the answers, but all the questions will go away. And that is such a beautiful explanation of enlightenment. The urge to know will not be there anymore. You will just be at ease and at joy, complete joy, and you will know everything, but you will not have anything to dissect. You will just accept everything as it is. I don't need to go and cut open a tree I don't need to cut a human being in order to know what is it. I will just accept everything as it is. And that in itself is such a superpower. But people don't think it as a superpower because that's very empathetic in some way. People are understanding superpowers or like enlightenment as a very egoistic way, that I will become God, or I will talk to God, or I will fly,
That's
or
right. That's right.
this power.
You know,
That if you are approaching enlightenment that way is very wrong.
before I started diving deeper into the topic of yoga, I thought enlightenment meant this type of thing, that they kind of get godlike, like super high, I don't know. It was unreachable. It was super high for me. But we have a question. Let me read it. Really valuable tips and insights. Many thanks. Do you have one last advice for beginners or restarters?
Why not? I think the first thing for the beginners is in the first two tips. Yeah, do not torture your body, do not torture your mind. Try not to have any expectations. And the other tip I would have in the beginning, just continue with it. Same time, same place. Don't be like, okay, I will meditate today at this time, and then you don't meditate for 3 days, and then you meditate once here and there, and then you go off 3 days, 4 days, and then 1 week once. If you do it like that, it will not really go. So I would not say that you should meditate 15, 20 minutes in the beginning. I would say if you are really starting, 3 minutes meditation is more than enough, just 3 minutes. But it should be at your space, time. It's like preparation for doing nothing for the next 3 minutes sitting down. So maybe if you can do 3 minutes meditation for 3 weeks, I think you will really go a long way in meditation. But if you put too much pressure again, like I would sit for 10, 15 minutes, this time, no. But make sure you sit only for 3 minutes for first 3 weeks, but you sit at a certain time which is fully dedicated to you, not like in the middle of work or middle of the in your work day. Just either in the night before going to sleep or either after waking up in the morning after taking a shower. Just 3 minutes meditation. Don't torture your body, don't torture your mind, no expectation. Just follow that 3 minutes meditation for 3 weeks, and then you will see your journey will slowly and slowly start to improve. From 3 to go 5, from 5 minutes to go to 7 minutes, from 7 minutes to go 10 minutes. But the progression should be at ease. Don't pressure yourself that you need to sit 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour. If you put your expectations like this on the time, you are not understanding the depth of meditation. Meditation is all about being at ease, letting the things flow. So take it very easy in the beginning. 3 minutes is more than enough in the beginning. 3 weeks.
That's a super tip. I think this takes a lot of pressure out. 3 minutes. I think, yeah, Corinna's saying yes. 3 minutes. Whew. Yeah, that's good. I mean, also social media, society, when it comes to meditation, they say, yeah, like 15, 20 minutes minimum. And, but now you as expert, 3 minutes. And also, of course, everything is like it's also an exercise and discipline and focus. And you train this, everything. And it becomes easier. And then, as you said, you can increase that. That's a good tip.
Yeah, take it easy. Yeah. Just be a natural. Just, yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Corinna. Piyush, what was the longest time you meditated? I think my longest time in meditation was 30 minutes. But it was tough. I realized after, I don't know, the last quarter, I started struggling with my concentration because my leg felt numb, and then also I started getting pain in my back, and it was hard to enjoy. And But I would say, yeah, this was max. What was your max?
My max was 1 hour 20 minutes.
Wow.
And I really started, because I do mantra meditation, I started hallucinating. Like I was in a state where I was not chanting the mantra anymore. In my mind, it was just going on itself, and I was just, yeah, I was dozed off in some other level, and I was just hearing the mantra, and I was like, it was getting a bit scary in some way, and I just came out of it. But it was a very unique experience that I've never experienced, because it was very powerful in some way and very scary in some way. Scary because I think I was not ready to experience it. I forced myself to reach that level, because back in the day that everybody starts very excited, we all push ourselves to certain limits to go really deeply. I think that's normal with every person. And I also was like a little bit more excited that I would sit for a longest time and go keep meditating, and I was able to reach that maximum time of 1 hour 20 minutes, but I think my body and mind was not ready for that much of time.
Thank you for sharing. I experienced something I did like a inner silence meditation where the focus was on creating time between our thoughts, and the goal is, like, of course, having less and less and less thoughts, that the inner silence is getting bigger and bigger. And when I sat down in this meditation, I trained it a few days in a row, and then one thing happened after 15 minutes, and I was sitting in this meditation, and then it hit me. And then I had a space between thoughts, but then right now in this second, everything was gone. So I became aware that I had a space between my thoughts, and then it was gone. And then I couldn't reach the state again. I was so...
Just like that.
Yeah, I was happy, and I was thinking, and in
some way you cannot even acknowledge. Yeah.
Yes. But the power, and to reach that level, that was cool. That was really interesting.
Yeah, it brings you many insights. It brings you many powerful experiences, and that can change your life, and it can completely change your perception and take on your life. And it's really helpful in some ways. That, as you said, it does help in so many things. Just meditation in itself can solve so much of everything. Everything.
And also, if you have be in the 300-hour teacher training, we had a really tough question from our teacher, and she said nobody could answer her, and then in the end she said, okay, sit down and meditate to it. And we all were like, yeah, we are thinking about this question for the last 20 minutes. Nobody found an answer, and now we should meditate about it for 5 minutes, and we shall get an answer. Guess what? We were sitting down, and I got an answer. And it was like, through meditation, all my thoughts and ideas, they as you mentioned in the beginning, with the glass of sand, everything came down to rest. And then out of maybe my subconscious mind, out of this, I had a new idea, and this was the solution. And this was a very powerful moment. It showed me the power of meditation, that if you sit down and rest and give yourself space and time, you get ideas, you solve your problems, you are creative, and other things. This was amazing. This was great.
True. Completely agree.
Yeah. Okay. We have another message in the chat. Another very thankful for this workshop. Have a nice weekend. Thank you, Daniela. Thank you for joining us on this call. And I would say, if we are now done with the questions, we can go to the end of this talk. Okay, I think we are done. Piyush, what would you say? What would be a nice idea to end our conversation?
Why not with a minute of silence? Yeah, just becoming aware of the information that we have gained, the experiences we have had, just let it soak in.
Yeah.
So we can just close our eyes
Let's do
and
that.
just observe all the information that has come in with all the humbleness. Paying attention to your breath, let it flow naturally. Feeling grateful for this conversation, for this knowledge, for this opportunity. May we all become meditative in nature, and meditation helps us progress in our journey. Slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you for inviting me to this one more interesting and beautiful discussion. I hope my knowledge and information can help someone and some people, and also you. And I'm looking forward to our next conversation so that we can discuss more and more experiences and help each other out in this journey.
I thank you very much, Piyush. And quick for the others, if you like to follow Piyush on Instagram, you can just scan the QR code here in the window and you will guided right to his Instagram profile. You can send the permission to follow, and you can ask him there another question if you like. You can connect with Piyush there. I am so thankful, Piyush, and so happy that we found this connection. We had a great talk. I'm so thankful for your insights, for your knowledge. You have a very nice way to talk and to teach. That's very nice. And yeah, thank you on this way. Thank you very, very much that you took the time here for us today. And if you're curious what's happening next week to the others, next week there's another live call about our mind. It's the yogic model for greater mental clarity. I will talk in a big community about our mind, how it's put together, and the role of our ego in our mind, and how we can use it for for the better understanding in our everyday life. For that, you can scan the QR code here, and also I will send the next invitation for the next call. And yeah, all in all, I thank you all for participating in this workshop, talk, in this little lecture. Hope you enjoyed it. And I think Piyush agrees. We both wish you a wonderful rest of the day and hope to see you next time.
Have a really nice day. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Corinna. Thank you, Stephanie, Daniela, everyone who was in the call. Thank you very much. See you next time. Ciao. So everyone's gone from this Zoom call. Good.
Wow, it was nice. It was very good.
That was nice.